Hey guys, my name is. Oh, hey guys, sorry about that. Hey guys, my name is Ray Rogers, and today I'm going to be doing What If Deku found the Omnitrix. By the way, thank you for watching this video and coming to this channel. It means a lot to show you now. But if you have some time, like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications if you can, and to get a notice on new videos. So let's get started. Before we start, I need to explain some things. Ben, Gwen, and before we start, I need to explain some things. Ben, Gwen, and Grandpa Max still exist, and I'm gonna say that Grandpa Max and Vadona, if you don't know who that is his wife. Yeah, had a third child, and that is Inko, Tennyson Midoriya. Yeah, that's her full name. And that would mean Inko is a half alien, but if you want to know the species, it's a half Enodites. And her powers are a lot different. They're sort of the same as Gwen's, but she doesn't know any magic spells. Yeah. Yeah. So her quirk is not really a quirk, and it's sort of an alien genome, and the quirk genome helps activate it. So yeah. So now let's get it on. We see a young Izuku Midoriya walking up and running to the living room, and she shouts up, "Mom! It's finally the day! It's finally the day! I get to see what my quirk will be." As Inko chuckles and says, "Slow down, Izuku. The doctor's appointment is still 3 hours from now. Just calm down and let's celebrate your birthday." As Izuku says, "How can I? I really want to be a hero like you or even All Might." Yeah, and this what if Inko is a hero, not a number 3rd hero. Even though she is powerful, she doesn't want to show her true form since aliens or not on Haiden would know that she is an alien, and she doesn't want to put her son in danger. Since I'm gonna say in this, what if her husband was a plumber and she died because a group of alien rebels attacked him when he was patrolling on Earth, and she knows she's an alien. Since Max and Vadona would have told her once in her life when she activated her powers or when she activated her full form. So yeah. Inko would have told Izuku that she baked the cake and says, "Make a good wish." Izuku says he will, and he thinks about it for a minute and then makes a wish. As he wishes that he has a quirk that can help and protect everyone, like his mother or father. He blows out his candles. Later that day, about in the doctor's office, 3 hours had passed, as Izuku and Inko are waiting impatiently for the doctor's test results. The doctor enters the room and sits down in his chair and speaks. "Miss Tennyson, I'm sorry to inform you that your son does not have a quirk." As Inko speaks, he says, Doctor, are you sure?" The doctor says, "I'm afraid so." Deku speaks, But how?" The doctor turns on his screen on his left and says, "This is your son's x-ray of his feet. As you can see here, the kid has an extra joint that shows that he ain't gonna be developing a quirk anytime soon." and he says if you happen to not have the gene, that means your quirk will develop or has already activated. After that, Izuku is heartbroken by hearing this news that he's quirkless. The only things he wanted to do in life was become a great hero like his mom or All Might or Endeavor, but now that he knows he isn't gonna get a quirk, he's heartbroken. After they arrive home, Deku runs to his room and closes the door behind him. And as you know, that scene with Inko, that All Might video, and yeah, stuff happens. The next day, Deku goes to kindergarten and sees Bakugo's quirk, and everyone's telling him it's an amazing quirk, and well, you know how this scene goes. As Bakugo asks Deku what's his quirk, and Deku tells him that he's quirkless. And then now you know the story, and now that you know the story, how it goes from there. So Deku gets bullied for 3 years. 3 years. And but Bakugo still does respect him a little, since he is the son of the number 3rd hero, and he does respect Inko. So Deku is 7 years old at this time, and Inko is almost at the number 2 hero position, since she has been training and she is a little more powerful. And if you're wondering if she has never shown her full power, but she has, but that was in the 5-year incident with All For One and All Might. I'm gonna say she was there. Yeah. So Deku is walking home from school with bandages on his arms and face, as he thinks, why does Bakugo torture animals? I mean, I had to step in to protect her, as he thinks. As Izuku thinks, he is the most powerful, but why hurt other people? As Izuku is walking home, he bumps into a strange man with a coat, with a detective coat and a fedora on his head, but he can't really see his face since he's pretty tall. Deku stumbles back a bit and says sorry to the man, and just keeps walking home. But little does he know that he is being followed, as the mysterious man has a smile on his face, a wicked one. Later that night, Inko is cooking dinner and Deku's on the couch writing on his hero journal. Hero number journal 2, in fact. Inko calls Izuku to dinner, but before Izuku can stand up and go to the dinner table, a knock is heard on their door. Inko tells Deku that she'll check the door and sit down and eat his dinner. When she checks the door, she sees the same man that Izuku bumped into before. Inko says, do we know you? As the man says, you don't, but I do, as he pulls a laser gun. As he pulls a weird-shaped gun at Inko. And he says, finally found you. Found you, Inko Tensen Midoriya, or should I say, Anodite. And if you're wondering what her hero name is, it's Psychicure or Plasmara. Well, if you have a better name, just leave it in the comments. So, before the mysterious man could do anything, Inko shoots up. Inko shoots a mana beam at the man, and it hits the guy in the chest, which the impact causes his ID mask to fall down. Izuku hears this and runs to his mom. He asks his mom what's going on, and Inko tells him to get behind her, and Izuku just does that. The man stands up and his ID mask fully falls, as now he doesn't even look human. If you're wondering what he looks like, you know those DNA aliens? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say that he's a scout and see what Earth is, since the war is gonna happen a little later if you don't know that. As Inko is surprised and shocked at the same time, as she says, how? I made sure there were no aliens in this city or this sector. The DNA says, for a while, yes, but we're scouts sent by sent by alien civilization. But we can't tell you our plans. But we just need you to, just power a little device of ours. She says, but how did you know I'm a alien? How did you know that I'm a Andite? Sorry about that. The neon alien says, for what? Well, when we saw the TV footage of you saving those people the other day, and you almost showed your true powers since your hair started to flow up and it began to glow. And that's when we knew that you exhibited a high amount of energy. Energy wave that only the race that only Enedites can expand on. But since it wasn't that powerful, we had to assume you're a half-breed or a quarter one, but you're still powerful as a real one. So we knew we had to get you, and so we started researching. As Inko says, do you really think that one of you is gonna be able to capture me? And as the alien says, do you really think that we are that stupid? While this is going on, Deku's thinking, what is this thing talking about? Aliens? Endites? Shockwaves? Azuku was very confused at that moment, and says, this will be easy if you just come with us. And maybe the kid too, he might have the genes, since on our information we got, you unlocked your code when you were 6. It's great that plumbers aren't in this sector. But before Inko can launch another attack, a bunch of laser shots come through the windows, walls, and ceilings. As Inko shouts for Izuku to get down as she creates a green barrier. As many DNA aliens comes and breaks windows, all the stuff, and they keep shooting at the barrier. Inko can hold this since she has trained her powers and she's a little more experienced with them since Gwen. So some people hear the laser shots and also see the weird creatures outside. So they call the police and alert the heroes. Inko is fighting the DNA aliens while dodging lasers since she was a plumber after all. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Please don't bait me in the comments, but sorry. Young Izuku is under the barrier as him and his mom are trying to... wrong line. So, young Izuku is in the barrier and he's crying a bit since these scary monsters are trying to kill him and his mom, or kill him and take his mom. So a couple of minutes later, the cops and some heroes arrive and tries to help in the ensuing battle. The cops give the civilians away and also try to take out some of the DNA aliens, but they hold their ground and shoots them. And as one of them says, don't make a fatal injury, we don't want them being tracked to us. So as two heroes come in to handle this situation. It's Eraserhead and some random hero. The barrier breaks as Izuku runs to the table immediately and just covers under it. So Aizawa sees Deku and Aizawa or Eraserhead sees Deku and makes his way through the crossfire, beating some aliens, dodging some laser shots, all that stuff, while Inko is still fighting a lot of them and trying to make sure that Deku's safe, since she can't use her powers normally when a lot of people are around, and she doesn't want to hurt Deku. So Aizawa makes it to the table and lifts it up and tells Deku that he's a hero and it's okay. So and Aizawa picks Deku up and tries to get him out of the scene so Inko could go full power. But before Aizawa could make it, one of the aliens threw a blaster grenade at them. So to protect them, Izuku puts Aizawa in front of him. As Aizawa is acting as a blast shield to protect him. The grenade explodes as a loud explosion could be heard. And I'm gonna say All Might takes notice of this as he rushes to the scene. When the smoke clears, you see Aizawa on the ground with his back injured and bleeding, and I'm pretty sure he has some broken bones too. And Inko wonders where Deku is as she sees him as he hit his hand on a piece of rubble. A piece of debris or rubble, if you want to call it. And when she sees this, she transforms into her full Anodite form and rage, and goes berserk, almost destroying the whole building and killing all of the DNA aliens. But they still manage to escape and get away. But Inko is still enraged and won't stop, so All Might gets there to the scene. All Might tries to put a stop to her, and since this is Prime All Might, he is more powerful, but still has a hard time fighting her. But eventually, he managed to knock her down. Now, 2 days later, we shift to Deku's perspective as Deku wakes up in the hospital. There's a pain in his head and says, "Ow, what happened?" As his mother's there on the chair next to him. As Deku says, "Mom, what happened?" His mom hugs him and says that she's glad he's okay with tears in her eyes. After Inko let go, Izuku asks the same question to Inko. "What happened?" As Inko says, "Honey, don't you remember?" Izuku says, "Remember what?" She's glad that Izuku doesn't remember the part of the aliens and stuff, since she would have to explain that what she is and what he would be, technically would be, since Anodite powers are more prone to show in girls than boys. And she knows that he can't handle the truth and he is just a kid and all. Then Inko tells him what happened, leaving the part about the aliens and the crossfire run, and just says that some villains invaded their house trying to kidnap him. Which shocks Midoriya. But Inko also tells him something else, which even lifts a bigger shock to Izuku. As she says, "Dear, this may come as a shock to you, but we're going to have to leave Japan immediately after your release." But Izuku says, "But why? I want to stay here. It's nice." As Inko says, "It's complicated," and in a serious tone she says for the last part, "It's for both of their safety, or that could happen again." Izuku thinks about this for a minute and thinks of if it happens, he could die or his mom could die. So he turns to his mom and says, "Okay, alright." Izuku trusts his mom because he knows she never lies, and she was very serious when she said that. So Izuku says to her, "Mom, I trust your decision, but can I still go to school for one more day?" And Inko says, "Sure, honey." Yeah. And also says, "Thanks for being so understanding," she said to Deku. But before they leave, Izuku has one last request from his mother. She asks Izuku what it is, and Deku says he wants to thank the person who protected him from that giant explosion. So his mother takes him to the room where Aizawa is, as Deku thanks him for what he did and asks him what his hero name is. Izawa says it was no problem and he was just doing his job, and 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 oh, my hero name? It's Eraserhead. Deku thanks him and says that he's the greatest hero ever and goes back to his room. Well, we skip to Inko as she has told Mitsuki what happened, and I'm pretty sure she would tell Mitsuki since they're sort of our best friends. As Inko says, as Mitsuki says, alright, I understand. As she calls another person, and we hear someone say something. As Inko says, "Are you sure?" And the person on phone says, "The main SQ is here, so it'll be fine. And besides, Japanese branch is going to take some time to set up. And besides, multiple plumbers are stationed in Bellwood, so it'll be fine." As Inko says, "I hope so. I just want him to be safe." And also, thank you, Dad. And that's where we'll be leaving it off. So if you like the part, like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to get updates on new videos. Yeah, sorry I said that second time. So bye.